Hi, my name's Amanda, and I'm a mum of 5 children. And I thought I'd make a series of videos following my journey of taking my son out of school, out of mainstream school. Basically, Joshua is 11 years old. He's just finishing year 7, and he has autism. But the type of autism he has means he has demand avoidance, and he also has sensory processing disorder. He really struggled with the school environment. He struggles to get along with people, the noises, the smells. He's always getting into trouble for being distracted. He spends a lot of time, trying to get out of doing what he's supposed to be doing. People are annoying him, they're pushing him, they're too close. And he just really struggles with the environment altogether. Despite having offer of support and numerous meetings with school, it just continues. I get emails every day, I get messages every day, putting him in detention for things that I feel could have been, things escalate because they're not aware of his anxieties around the situation. So if someone says his name, he will turn around and he will answer them, and then he gets into trouble for talking. But then because Joshua is demand avoidance, then he's going to argue why he's getting into trouble for talking, which then results in a detention. If he doesn't make the detention, then he gets another detention. He's even been given a detention in a detention. I just think the mainstream secondary school system has a long way to go for accepting different forms of autism. And not only that, he's stopped learning. His reports come through now, and he's actually not meeting the levels. He's always maintained upper sets. He's always got his work done. Up to this year, he's really struggled. So I've made the bold decision to try and homeschool him through his Key Stage 3 at least. At the minute, he's depressed. He's not wanting to eat. He's not doing what he normally would do. He can't understand why he feels lethargic. So clearly, it's getting him down. It's a massive undertaking. Like I say, I do have 5 children. And my youngest son's autistic, and he's going to be going full-time mainstream in reception as of September, which, means I'm going to actually have the time to concentrate at home, but it's a busy schedule. The reasons why I think it will work is because with Joshua getting distracted in hour-long lessons at school and having to do the things that he deems boring in between, it means we can cut his curriculum down to the core subjects that he's going to need for what he's wanting to do. We can focus on them, and we can do real short, concentrated lessons with breaks in between. We can go different areas. We can work outside if it's a nice day. We can go to an environment that he's comfortable in, and that will make a massive difference in his wanting to learn. We've had talks. He's actually wanted to be quite involved in structuring his curriculum. We're going to do some project work, which is we went to the Lincolnshire Show in the week, and we spoke to the University of Lincoln, and they had quite a few projects there, and he really got a buzz out of looking at them. And we talked about trying to recreate one of them. They'd made a mechanical arm using syringes, hydraulics, and he had a go with that. So I think we're going to have a go at trying to replicate that. So instantly, straight away, once you take that pressure away, he's wanting to learn. It's not that he's not wanting to learn, it's just the environment. He really struggles to be around people. I've already had a little bit of, it's a big undertaking, are you sure you know what you're doing? I've thought for a long time that mainstream school's not for Joshua. And I think for me as a parent, it's been more selfish sending him into school just to give me a break. And that's not a reason to send your kids to school. I'm more than capable of accessing the resources and delivering an education. And I just think that's it now. I undernoured for 18 months. I've sent him for a year, and things have just got worse and escalated. I don't want him to be labelled a naughty boy at school. I don't want him to be ruled off, because the way the route is on now, he's just going to be written off and he's not going to achieve anything. So I'm going to have a real good go at trying to educate him. Yes, some aspects we're going to stick to the national curriculum. We are going to aim to be doing GCSEs in maths, English, science, ICT, and even try and actually start him early on GCSE for computer science, slip some of that in, because he's wanting to be a games developer and games tester. So these are the things that we're going to be doing. And then enrichment subjects are actually going to be things like project work, which will include, like I say, recreating things he wants to do. He wants to build a website and make some apps, so we'll do a lot of coding and really focus around the things that he's wanting to do in the future and that he's actually interested in now. So it's just going to be a case now over the 6 weeks holidays. I'm going to have to do the hard work while they're resting, getting a curriculum put together and making a good go of it. The reason I thought I'd film these and do the YouTube videos is because I've been searching myself. There's a few from the UK, but mainly they're focused at primary. Now, primary is actually quite relatively easy to teach and to learn from the environment, but when you're actually working towards trying to stick to a bit of curriculum for senior school, there's not that many things out there. So I'm going to see if we can follow the journey. I've still yet to have my meeting with the head teacher. I've done the formal letter. She sent me an email actually today on a Sunday stating she would like a meeting, and then I'm assuming the LEA are going to probably want that visit. A lot of forums are saying you're not obliged, you know, they don't have to come. Once they come, they can be busybodies. I think I'll have that meeting and I'll explain my reasons why. They are pretty just in the fact that mainstream school cannot give the right provision for Joshua, and I've been told that he's too able for the specialist school, so there's no middle ground for him. So again, if just because the local area can't provide the provision Joshua needs doesn't mean that I shouldn't be able to homeschool him. So I'm just in my reasons. By law, you don't have to have that meeting with the LEA when they want to come round, but I think if they want to, fair enough. I'll speak to them. I'll see what comes. It's not a reflection necessarily on the school. Yeah, it's not necessarily a reflection on the school. It's more a reflection on, I don't know, really. It's just basically, it's just the fact that Joshua doesn't fit their school, and that could be any child for any other reason. We chose to send him to a school actually which we have to pay for a private bus for him to get to. It's not even catchment. So in that circumstance, I can't see that they'd have a problem with it anyway. But yeah, so I'm going to have that meeting. I'll let you know how it goes on the next video. And then as my books and resources come through, I'll maybe do some videos on what we're going to use, how we're going to plan our days. I might even get Joshua to give a little explanation as to why he found school so difficult and why he feels that this will be a better solution, and sort of tie in what the child's point of view. Quite often it's what us parents think, but really, you know, he's 11, nearly 12. He's made this conscious decision, and I wish actually it's something I'd done years ago, because I think we'd have a different child if we had, because he's so angry and upset and stressed, and I just feel that maybe if we'd gone down this route quite a few years ago, he'd be a lot happier and more stable boy, but we'll never know now. So we'll see how we get on, and I'm sure there'll be days where I think I've made the wrong decision, and I'm sure there'll be days where I entirely think it's the right decision. But I mean, we have that in life over everything, don't we? So from now, that's all I'm going to say really, and I will hopefully have an update on how we're getting on in another couple of weeks' time, and then from September onwards, we'll keep some regular updates as to what we're doing. I do hope that people will follow the journey, and I look forward to any comments or questions that people might have. So here's to home education. Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.